6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
The Geek Week in Review.
Hello and welcome back to the Geek Week in Review with me, Jacob's Toys. Of course, the wonderful one and only SuperSorrell this week.
Super Santa!
Super Santa. And of course, Ryan Speaks Geek. The trio are back together after a couple of weeks of here and theirs. And we had a short show a couple of weeks ago. We had a pre-recorded show the week after that. So we are back. We are back for our Christmas edition, our Christmas special, shall we say. Of course, as always, if you're not following on socials, geekweekinreview.co.uk is the place to check it out. You can check out our socials there, follow us all individually, follow the Geek Week in Review as well. All and any support is very much appreciated. And of course, jump in and join in with the conversation as we go. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Not
festive.
too bad. Festive as flip. I know it's live, and I'm trying to be like sort of, you know, keeping it cool and not swear, but you know.
I totally missed the memo about the Santa hat. Like there's massive oversight on my behalf. I'm sorry, I massively let you down.
It's only because naturally Blockbusters is closed at Christmas, so I had to change hats. That's the only reason, logically.
Fair enough. In the comments, Stephen, hello, Merry Christmas live stream to you as well. Started with a click, Shelley, hello and evening. And everyone else out there watching as well that hasn't yet commented, hello and welcome to the Christmas show. So how are we going to make this a Christmas show? We're going to do a couple of little things. So we've got SuperSorrell dressed up as Santa. That makes it a Christmas show in itself. We've got Ryan in a Christmas hat. And got
my festive Star Wars Christmas jumper.
And a festive jumper as well. And I've got my Diamond Select Santa action figure. I've actually got an action figure of Santa Claus, which is pretty cool. So there we go. Christmas. Mark Webb. Hello, Iron Man. Oh, good stuff. Glad to see you over here, buddy. Welcome to the live stream. So what we are going to do is we are going to discuss Christmas wish lists. We are going to discuss, obviously, the week in review. We're going to talk about the stuff that's happened this week as well. But we're going to talk Christmas wish lists. So we kind of had a little chat amongst ourselves a few days ago. And we're going to do a little kind of combination of things that we hope we get this Christmas or this festive period at least, and something that we hope to get in the new year. So like a Christmas wish of something we hope to see in the new year. We're going to do that in a little while. But first, let's have a little bit of a highlight. Let's figure out what's actually happened this week. So for me, the biggest news was that of DC when it comes to... a certain man.
You mean? If I say you mean when Henry Cavill rejoined the DC universe and left in the same week?
I know. Like, I was really pumped when he done a really enthusiastic like TikTok or Instagram video saying about coming back and everything. And now they've announced that it's done.
And they've said that he's not returning to The Witcher either, is he?
No.
They were on about The Witcher, and they were saying that he's not going to return to that now, which is odd.
He's already been recast, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Marvel need to pick him up for Captain Britain. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Warhammer announced this week that they're going to be making a television series, and obviously Henry Cavill is a massive Warhammer fan.
Yeah.
So I've got a feeling they'll pick him up. I've got a feeling they'll pick him up because he's been very vocal about being into Warhammer. So I've just got a feeling they'd be daft not to pick him up to do something.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, he's not gonna struggle. Let's be perfectly honest with you. The guy is he's an action hero. He's like an action film hero. He's a great superhero. I don't know. Like, there's not actually been a Superman that I've not enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I even was pumped for like Brandon Routh back in the day when that came out, Superman Returns. But yeah, I don't know. I know whatever decision they go with is going to be cool. I mean, it's James Gunn's obviously hemming DC now, and he's announced that he's writing the Superman film.
Which I'm excited for, because obviously right now people are getting a bit of Marvel fatigue. So I mean, if James Gunn plays this right, he could, because he's a decent writer and director. He could bring the DC universe back to fruition right now and get it all set up.
Yeah.
Make it decent again.
Steve jumped in there and said that this week he's in the final stages of doing a deal with Amazon about Warhammer. Oh, so it's an Amazon show as well. That's cool. Yeah, wicked.
My biggest, I am happy about. Like, don't get me wrong. When we found out who was taking over, sort of DC stuff, I was one of the people that was really chuffed. I hold my hands up, and I'm still really am excited. My bit that's a bit upsetting is that it just seems like everyone's obsessed with trying to get everything to being one cohesive thing, but it's just like, does that mean that there's no Batman, the Batman anymore, or because there was all that stuff that was coming out from that? Like, I get shake-ups, but it just seems like everyone's just gone like, oh guys, this hasn't gone as well as Marvel, so let's just completely scrap everything and start again. And I'm just like, but I don't think it was that bad. I mean, it's just my honest opinion. I can't say I haven't enjoyed pretty much most of the DC films that have come out and series. So I kind of feel like it's a bit of a middle finger to all the stuff that's come before. Because it's like, actually, it wasn't that bad.
Because from what I understand, the Batman is still a thing because they're going to make a younger Superman. So obviously they've got the young Batman right now with Robert Pattinson. So they couldn't have Henry Cavill opposite him because it just looked really weird. So
but it was never meant to be. That was always meant to be its own separate thing, which I kind of like because I don't think we need to necessarily have. We can have more than one Batman because, we've always had like more than one Batman.
Yeah, for me, like I always really enjoyed reading DC comics, a lot of detective comics. However, I don't want anyone to come at me in the comments, but DC comics, that's what we all call it, even though. But yeah, I always really liked reading them as a kid, and I found like the Justice League and stuff like that were like a really cool team. Like I really enjoyed that as a comic book. Some of my favorite comic book runs to this day are still like Justice League or sort of that kind of things like Kingdom Come, things like the Trinity series, like Blackest Night, Brightest Day. Like they're still some of my favorite comic books, and I just think, like, if DC just kind of scrapped everything and just did a Brightest Day, Blackest Night movie, TV series crossover, like marathon over a couple of years, they would clear up. Like, it would be amazing. But yeah, it's difficult because the MCU has been so successful that anything with a superhero link to it is going to be compared. Like they compare it to the MCU, or are they trying to do this? Are they trying to do that? And there was no truth that it was going to work when Marvel started it. It was all, if you actually go back and watch those kind of phase 1 films, they're not as fluid as you get nowadays. Like nowadays,
Incredible Hulk.
Oh yeah, exactly. And to the extent where they've even gone back and created, like, did you ever see any of them one-shot things that they did?
Yeah.
Coulson's big trip or something like that was one.
Yeah. And there was Fury's trip to the vets. But no, it was they did one called the Consultant or something, and basically it was explaining why Robert Downey Jr. was sent in at the end of the Hulk, because it didn't make sense, like, when you look at it. But
I remember that.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's a shame that people are comparing apples to oranges. Like, yes, they're two big superhero properties, but they are different, and I don't want two MCUs. I want two different properties, and I think that if Marvel and DC could stop kind of talking about each other, it would make for a much more enjoyable watch. But I say talking about each other, Marvel doesn't tend to talk about DC
and that's Jacob Toy's Christmas message, kids. If they could just stop fighting and everyone just got on together,
it would be for world peace between comic book films. But I just, like, I haven't seen Black Adam yet. I haven't seen it.
It's great.
I was really hyped to see it. But one thing that really put me off it was all the kind of trash talk that The Rock was saying about Marvel. Do you know what I mean? I was kind of like, you don't need to. Like, it looks like an awesome film. Why are you coming at Marvel because your film's done well? Like, it doesn't. You're bringing the comparisons in when they don't need to be brought in. And I do want to see it.
I don't know if it'll go anywhere now, though, because obviously now they're scrapping everything. Does that mean, like, Zachary Levi's gone as Shazam, who was amazing casting. As The Rock gone as Black Adam, which was amazing casting. Is Jason Momoa gone as Aquaman, which was really good casting.
Well-
which apparently, I've heard the rumor that apparently everyone's gone. Like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman 3 has been scrapped, I heard.
Yeah,
Ezra
that's-
Miller, that for some reason, they're still around. And let's be honest, out of anyone who should have been sacked and got rid of by now, Ezra Miller was the one that definitely should have been gone by now.
Shall I
That's
tell
like
you
going,
what?
we've got rid of all the good bands, but we've kept Gary Glitter. That's the sort of the level we're on right now.
Mate, it's
They're
Christmas.
an awful human being. They are.
Shall I tell you one thing I did? The one thing I did here, though, right? And it's the pieces are all kind of coming together now. So Jason Momoa did do a video recently, really hyped up, and it was like, I don't know if you've seen it. It wasn't the one where he cut all his hair off. It was the one before that, where he was talking about like how he's really excited, and you know he can't say what it is, but something really cool's come in, and it's something that he's been really hyped for, and yada yada yada. And there were a couple of little kind of hints in there that the internet have kind of read into and stuff. But then I've also read a rumor that he's now been picked up as Lobo, that they're going to be using him as Lobo, and I think that
Yeah, I
would
can
be
totally see that.
insane. And if you've seen that recent Slumberland film on Netflix, although
Yeah.
it's a completely different genre than kind of Lobo and stuff, but you can kind of see it already, and you're like, oh, this would work really, really well. So, but yeah, I think the DC, if I was James Gunn right now, I would do with DC what Marvel hasn't done and go dark, go black, go dark, go for all of that kind of supernatural kind of the stuff that Marvel just hasn't touched, and they're only now just kind of getting into it. Like, do something totally different, and then come back around and do your Superman, your Wonder Woman, because you did them and they were okay, they were good. They've got a fan base.
Marvel did Morbius, and that went really well.
Yeah. Hey, I actually like Morbius.
I actually enjoyed it, but it was, let's be honest, it was not a big success amongst financially or critically.
I liked it. Matt Smith's dance scene was okay.
I just watched that for an hour.
It was good. No, I actually enjoyed
Say
it.
that. We all say that though, but Blade 3 at the time, when Blade 3 first came out, it got panned, everyone hated it. Now you look back and go, it's not that bad of a film, and it's got Ryan Reynolds in it, and it's half decent.
It is. It's good fun.
Yep.
Good fun. Oh, we've got greetings from Massachusetts.
Yeah, Viz, how you doing? Greetings from Massachusetts. Greetings from the UK to you over in Massachusetts. So yeah, so I think that Morbius is going to kind of become a bit of a cult classic later down the line. I think that people are going to kind of come back around to it, and I think it will depend very much on what they do with this extended Spider-Verse. But there's loads of rumors coming out, isn't there, of new films? There's like a Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew film supposedly in the works. You've obviously got Madam Web in the works as well. There was a couple of really kind of B, not even B, but like sort of DE list kind of characters.
Did you see Dove Cameron? She's now re-signed her Spider-Gwen contract for the next, I think it was 7 years, and it's voice and in person, so she could be the live action version of it, and she's young enough to do it. So be opposite Tom Holland and stuff. She's young enough to do it, or they might do it with Miles Morales, not Tom Holland. Might start that side of things. So
speaking Gwen, Miles, and all the rest of it, let's talk about that Into the Spider-Verse. Or it's not, is it? Across the Spider-Verse trailer.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Thoughts?
Lots of Spider-Man.
I'm so being excited.
Yeah.
This is where like stupid amounts of crossovers really belongs, and this is where it's like super effective, because someone even deep dived and was like, as almost said, like, I'm pretty sure that is the running animation from the PS1 Spider-Man game. So someone's pretty sure that the running guy, like, which is my first ever Spider-Man game, and I will forever be a big fan of, and I still play it because of, I'm like 5 years old. But like, someone was like, I'm pretty sure that someone even was like started zooming in on all these different Spider-Man, going, it was a bit comic book guy, where it's like, well, this is clearly Spider-Man from episode 13 of the, and it was like getting all very technical, but I was just like, this is where it belongs, in something as mental as the Spider-Verse. And the animation is just, it's beautiful and everything's different. And I'm so happy and excited.
Yeah. Stephen, thank you very much. That was what I was looking at. Hypno Hustler, Donald Glover. I knew there was a
Who the feck is Hypno Hustler?
Mate, just Google it. I'm not even going to ruin it for you.
Probably worth the Google.
But yeah, that was one of the ones out of the left field that I remember them talking about. But yeah, Spider-Verse. there was a lot. I mean, after the trailer dropped, I did a quick screen grab of a couple of the scenes and posted it on my Instagram. And people were kind of picking out what they had seen. My favorite one, though, without a doubt, was Spinneret.
Yeah, it's been yeah.
Because we've obviously recently just had a Marvel Legends 2-pack, the Renew Your Vows 2-pack, and everyone and their brother was getting the 2-pack and flogging off Spinneret because they were like, oh, I don't want to, like, it's fine. Like, so many Spinnerets were getting sold for custom parts and all the rest of it. And you know people are now going to be going, oh, like, just looking for my Grail, like, this my Grail figure, like, you know, Spinneret. I love Spinneret. Like, I made a custom of her years ago. Was really pleased to pick it up. So seeing her in the trailer was really cool. But there's a couple of bizarre ones that they've changed, though, that they've kind of changed the flip around and everything like that. Hang on a sec, I just need to address this. So Viz, you missed. We already talked about that. We talked about it. We've been there. We've been there. We were disappointed. We're disappointed.
Look, I'll rephrase it. We're not angry. We are just disappointed.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. They're going back. So there are a couple of things that they've changed. So Spider Armor Mark 1. Remember that one? The silver one? It was only ever featured in one issue of Spider-Man, but it became kind of an iconic look. And that's a female. They've gender swapped that one in across the Spider-Verse. It's like a female Spider-Man Mark 1, which I'm not quite sure how, because it only appeared in one issue, but I don't know.
I think it was also in the animated series, and then it also appeared in the PS1 video game that I was talking about as an unlockable.
It's appeared as an unlockable in most of the Spider-Man games since.
And Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Yeah, yeah.
It's one fair, though. If they're going by the many worlds theorem, technically there could be any number of Spider-Man, any number of combinations, and any number of universes.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Whether or not it was been featured or not doesn't even matter, because somewhere in the wider universe, if you believe the many worlds theorem, that person will exist.
Yeah,
because of how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to get very existential in this episode, man. This is going to be like a trippy episode, dude. Jake, can you put some like swirly effects on there or something like?
Yeah, I'll just do this.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. So it was. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I think they've basically kind of just gone. That it's almost like they were sat around and they were like, guys, you remember all that hype last Christmas when the Spider-Man film came out and everyone was really hyped about the possibility of 2 other Spider-Men in the film? And they're like, yeah, that was cool. Right, hold my beer. Hold my beer. Christmas 2022. Let's just take that to another level.
Making it rain, Spider-Man. Spider rain, bitches.
But I also like the fact that in the trailer, like, they were just all casually walking around. Like, it wasn't even like this big kind of. It was just like they're all just casually walking around. So, but on the flip of that, let's talk leaks. Let's talk leaked images, should we say? Oh, mate! Before we do go on to that, we need a Santa Sorrell action figure. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yeah, we need that.
Speak to Pop Vinyl, actually. They make a pop for everything, so there's a good chance we could get that happening, actually.
We'll get a Chase variant. We'll get like an exclusive. Like, yeah. But on that, before we do talk about them leaks, Santa action figures are few and far between. There aren't as many Santa action figures out on the market as you would expect. And it's bizarre because it's something that I think would sell really well if they made like a general kind of accessible Santa figure.
General accessible.
Mythic Legions have just done one, which is amazing. But the price, because I got the Headless Horseman and I've already just bought Krampus from them, I was like a bit tapped out money wise. Like, I want it, but I can't really afford another $74.99 for one figure. No. So, but it is amazing.
Yeah, it is really good. It is really, really good.
I was just saying that the Big Bad Toy Store, obviously it's called I can't say it because I've got a Naughty and Nice collection. They've revealed their Wave 2, haven't they, this week?
I didn't see that.
What's in it?
That. Oh, so we're now getting a Viking Santa, a Mall Santa, where he's like a drunk, fat, obese kind of looking guy.
Yeah.
A Woodchuck Santa from like Canada, and then they're doing another like a Goblin King Santa.
Yeah. The Goblin one looks really cool. I like that one.
Across the Yuleverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean the only Santa figures I have, I pointed them out earlier on my Nightmare Before Christmas Santas. I got the Santa Jack and I've got the Santa Claus, but they're not. That's about it. I only got them recently. So let's talk Spider-Verse. So the Spider-Verse figures by Marvel Legends were leaked online. Now, when I say leaked, they're obviously somebody has taken a picture in a factory or in the back stockroom of a store or something, and they've posted pictures online, and they went around everywhere. I didn't share them myself because everyone was sharing them. So I think we're going to see those officially revealed soon. But essentially, they were like retro card style. So with a clear kind of window blister pack sort of thing on the front, and then like a retro pack style back with the figures in it. And from what we can tell, there isn't a builder figure. But then at the same token, there's a Spider-Woman figure featured on the back that we've not seen in the wave. So the wave included Gwen, Miles, and Peter B. Parker. Also Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Punk, and Spot as the villain. I think that was all of them. Yeah.
Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man 2099, Jessica Drew, Spider-Punk, The Spot, Peter B. Parker.
Yeah. But we've seen the front version of all of them except for Jessica Drew, Spider-Man.
Jessica Drew. And she's got a red ring around her on the packaging.
Yeah. So that's why I wonder whether she's a figure. Like it's the only thing I can make sense of. But yeah, the internet are really divided over them. Like they really are divided over them. Viz, hope you don't mind. I'll throw your comment up here, but not feeling them. They look more like Happy Meal toy instead of a premium figure. It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
I mean, to be fair, if that was the Happy Meal toy, then for me, I'd buy a lot of Happy Meals.
Yeah, we'll get on to Happy Meals later. I got a bone to pick with Happy Meals. We'll circle back to Happy Meals. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to gauge the quality of the figure properly, sorry, from the sort of grainy photos. Because whoever leaks these photos are obviously still using a Nokia sort of 8210 because they're always grainy, they're always slightly out of focus, they're always cut something off that's vital. Like it's either a really good market employer or somebody that needs to get a contract upgrade. But it's hard to kind of gauge how good they are. You can see all the articulation points are the same as the kind of Marvel Legends, but they are done in the style of the movie, which is, animated at the end of the day. Thin legs, big kind of upper torso kind of things, longer arms. Like they look kind of like the characters in the film. So
it's a bit like the Batman animated series figures, right? They didn't look like the rest of the DC serious figures, like the real life ones, but because you would want, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I want them to look like the cartoon because that's what they're representative of. So I know a lot of people aren't as much of a fan of the style of these figures, but I actually think they're really good because they're spot on. Yeah, I mean, like if you got that Jack Skeleton, but it was in normal action figure proportions, wouldn't you be really disappointed?
Like this is the Diamond Select Jack Skellington figure, right? And this retails at the retail price, it's around about £25, if you're lucky. But getting them now, they're a lot harder to get by. They go for 30, 40, £50, depending where you get it. If it's like on eBay or whatever, it doesn't stand up for shit. Like it cannot hold any of its own weight. You need to use the stand. But proportion wise and looking wise, it's spot on for what it is. And if it was, like you say, if it was any other kind of proportion, I wouldn't want it because it's not accurate to the film. I know Disney Toy Box did a range of Nightmare Before Christmas, and they kind of kept them gangly, but they put it in the Toy Box style, so the legs were thicker and stuff. And they're cute figures, but they're not. It's not Jack Skellington. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like his whole look was the really super thin looking legs and that kind of stuff. So for me as a collector, I really like the look of these Spider-Verse figures just because they look like they're true to the animation. And one of the conversations that we've had as a group quite a few times is Star Wars, so Clone Wars and the figures that Black Series put out, and Rebels as well. Look at the kind of the stylized look of Rebels, and then look at the Black Series figures. They're like human versions. They're, like the AI filters that are all the rage. It's literally like these figures are like the AI version of the Star Wars Rebels cast. Like they're all like good looking and like humanized. So, and people complained about them. Like, yes, there was the audience of people that were happy with them and were pleased that we had figures that kind of, you know, went in line with all the others. But for me as a collector, I'm really pleased to be able to put a Spider-Verse collection in my collection. I don't want them to look the same.
No.
But that's just me, and I do get why some people are annoyed.
I think it's more because people struggle to get like Spider-Punk, Spider-Gwen. They're all characters that people want and struggle to find in the wild.
Yeah.
So I think people wanted the more or less re-released versions of what we've already had, so that they could fill some holes in the collection, basically.
100% with you on that one. I think what's funny though is that I think we will get them. Like, you've only got to look at the amount of characters that are being reissued and re-released and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that's going to happen. Yeah. Just to clear up. I love the Rebels figures. I did. And I love the fact that his lightsaber came apart as well. But just talking about the style, there is no way that anyone could say that the face on that figure looked the same as the face in the animated show. And that's the kind of argument. But the actual figure was brilliant. It was my first ever Rebels figure as well. So I don't know.
I'm wondering whether Marvel Legends will jump on some of the other stuff, because obviously the basic line of figures came out a while ago now, because I started reviewing them. So like the wave 1 had all the characters that are in the Marvel Legends wave. It's more or less the same stuff. Then they released Spider-Punk, and so they're all slowly into the same wave. Yeah. But wave 2 for the basics is giving us like Scarlet Spidey, which I know is a big fan favorite, and people love to see that again in Legends. But if he's going to be in the film and stuff, that's awesome. And then there's the Cyborg Spider-Woman, which was a weird one
that's flipped around. Yeah.
And the big Tyrannosaurus Rex as well, the big T-Rex thing. I forgot the name of it, Spider Rex or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, imagine if they tried to tackle that as Legends. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Just a bit more love for the Super Santa. He needs to come out more often than just Christmas. Speaking about Scarlet Spider though, there's actually promo artwork or like box artwork that shows him kind of doing something. So I think he's going to be a player in the film. You can't have a Across the Spider-Verse film and not include Scarlet Spider. It's got to be done. But I think you're right. I think that a lot of people are kind of annoyed. And I know this doesn't speak for everybody out there, but there is a large portion of collectors that are frustrated because, like you say, Spider-Punk, for example, they've done it once in Marvel Legends, and it is a really sought after figure. And now it's kind of like they go, oh, we know you all want Spider-Punk, so here's this version. Buy it because you're hungry for Spider-Punk, and then 6 months later we're going to redo a Legends version, like a more Legends version. So all I would say is it is a bit of a gamble. If you really want these characters in your collection, do you take the gamble and pick these versions up, or do you hold out and hope that they kind of revisit them? I don't know. I think that it's a unique set that not everyone's going to want to buy it. I think the people that are going to want to buy it probably will. So, yeah. But I'll be interested to see when they officially announce it. Or whether it's just going to come out. We got the Ronan the Accuser figure, didn't we? We got that leaked a while ago. And then that just kind of dropped out of nowhere. They just kind of went, oh, yeah, here you go. Like, there's no big announcement for it. It's just kind of, oh, yeah, it's
I knew I left it somewhere. There it is.
Pre-ordered up on Amazon. Like, it was just kind of like a real, like, yeah. So I wonder whether this is just going to come out. But, you know, who knows?
No, because it's the 20th this week. The 20th is coming up. And we're going to get an announcement because they're not Ryan. Is it Ryan Ting? Did he put an announcement? I'm sure it was Ryan Ting. Is Twitter this week. Did you see it?
No, Dan tackles Twitter. Ryan's more Insta.
Is it Dan? I can't remember. I'm trying to find it now. Right, quick.
You're looking. I'm sure Dan's quite active.
Dan Yun. Yes, sorry. Dan Yun tweeted out this week. Where are we? Find the tweet. Or did he delete it like he did last time? I can't
Hanging
find it. Yeah, basically, he put a tweet out this week where he's saying, yes, it is the 20th. Oh, there we go. Yes, there will be news on the 20th of the 12th. No, it will not be movie figures related. Respectfully ask that leaks not be shared.
Oh, okay. There we
So
go.
that was the day that the Spider-Man figures came out.
Oh,
You
right.
know, that they all came all over the internet. He put that little tweet out saying, please don't share it.
So we know
I've
that.
got a feeling they might drop on 20th.
Yeah. So okay, so that's cool. So we know that the 20th is going to be something different than that. Anything else? Any other figures? Any other news that came out this week?
Star Wars Bring Home the Galaxy released their bunch of figures for this month or this
All right.
week. We got some random drops this month, to be honest. We got the Gamorrean Guard being re-released on card back for the Jedi anniversary.
Yep.
We got Scorch from the Gaming Greats series, you know, from the Republic Commando.
The Clone Commandos, yeah, fantastic game.
The Vintage Collection Art Commander Blitz was announced. And then randomly, 2 Boba Fett's were announced. One is in vintage comic art style from the 1970s, and then another one, which is exactly the same figure, just re-released in a different deco based on the 1990s comics.
I think this is the 5th or 6th use of that figure repainted this year, I think it is. Because someone was like 2022, the year of Fett or something like that. Or Mary Fetmas. I can't remember. It was something like that.
And people ask me why I'm bored of Star Wars right now. How many times are we going to get the same Fett? But anyway, then they also released the Boba Fett electronic mask as well, the kid's mask. But this time it's got the phrases in it from the Book of Boba Fett TV series, which includes, "I want my armor back, lower your shields, and prepare for boarding." Because I remember all 3 of those things from the film, the TV series.
Not like a bantha.
Not like a bantha. Sadly, no bantha.
That's your line now. So after your little viral video, that is
Yeah.
now. When I hear that, I see you. I don't see Boba Fett.
Yeah, same. Exactly the same.
Me on my scooter, like a bantha.
Yeah. So I can't even pronounce the name. JO3B1.
JB1.
Scorch. Yeah, Scorch does look cool. Like, Hasbro's favorite kind of customer. I don't get this with people. How people get so angry with Hasbro, like especially at the moment. I don't get it. Like, if they release something you don't want,
don't buy it.
Don't buy it. That
is literally how it works, and that's literally how they get the information about what sells and what doesn't sell, is by whether it sells or not. So if you don't buy it, it doesn't sell, and therefore they won't keep making it.
Yeah, Joby one. There you go. I'll get you now. I've got you, Joby one. But yeah, I just like just a little like disclaimer here.
Sorry, can we just acknowledge the fact that SuperSorrell just changed like Santa hats, as if like he's just got like an array of Santa hats to his left.
Mate, this one's the big this one's the big German inspired one, and the length of it is ridiculous. And I like wrap it around my neck, and it's.
I'm
like,
looking forward to see the summer edition that's coming up next. Like he's got like 3 other ones. Like, oh, this is the summer edition. This is the casual hatchback version. This one's got one's got a fan built into the top of it. This one lights up. This one glows in the dark.
You can't just kind of, oh, I'm hot now, I'm going to take my Santa hat off. It's like I've got it's fair enough.
I've got one from an old closed nightclub in Chelmsford. That's what I've got. And SuperSorrell's got like a sit there. He's got like an arrangement.
So I got the big one that wraps around. The reason for that one is because when I do the dress up as Santa thing, to hide the fact that I'm not as old as I am, if you use that and wrap it around your neck and then grey out the beard like I've done tonight, it like ages you instantly.
Mate,
whereas the smaller hat doesn't do the same.
Me and you almost fell out because I was like, son of a bitch, he's greyed out his beard. Like my beard's like that all the time. It's like, are you mocking me? Like,
I kept mine this color because it's the only youthful thing about me, so I can't afford to change it. Let's be honest.
Oh, I've just gracefully accepted mine's going grey. But no, just as a disclaimer, like I go out most days. Like I go out of my house most days, and most of the time I'll end up in a shop. I don't buy everything that's in that shop.
No.
Even when I see stuff and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. I don't buy it all. Like, and that's kind of how it needs to work with collecting. Like, if you see something and you don't like it, don't buy it. Like, if it doesn't meet your requirements, you want a Spider-Punk figure, but they release an animated Spider-Punk figure, don't buy it. Just wait out. That's my Christmas message number 2. That's my gift of Christmas presents.
Number 3 will be what signs off the show. So just tune in
Our
in later.
first one was of Christmas past. This is of Christmas present. Then the next one is of Christmas future. There we go. So we're going to go into our wish list soon. Viz has dropped quite a cool question. We'll talk about this very quickly, but we are going to do kind of a year recap towards the end of the year because we've still got a couple of weeks, and we'll look back at some of the best and worst figures. But saying here, the worst Marvel Legends of the year goes to the Thor Love and Thunder wave. Been seeing some of the figures after the movie come out, and yet they've been selling very poorly. You're not wrong. That wave did not do very well. I think it's mainly because the film was kind of 50-50, wasn't it? People kind of either loved it or thundered it. It was, it's kind of all in the name. See that? I've got like a little catchy little punchline, like, love of thunder. Yeah, no, we are going to do a kind of a recap show towards the end of the year, talking about it. But let's get on to our Christmassy side of the show. Let's get on to the Christmassy side, and we're going to talk about 2 figures that we hope to get under our Christmas tree, in our stocking, however you want to metaphorically pretend. And then 1 figure that we hope to see coming out next year. Yeah. How do you want to do this? Should we all go 1-1-1, 1-1-1, and then hope?
Yeah.
So
Okay. Organized on the show. I love it. This is
live
live organization.
Yeah. So, hang on. What?
Right.
Welcome to the Geek Week in Review. I hear these boys have been pretty good this year. Let's see what made their Christmas lists. So over to you, Jake, Ash, and Ryan. Until next year, keep it geek.
Santa! I know him!
Did he just nick my catchphrase?
I think he did. What I love, though, is that, for only £675, I made sure that someone else said your catchphrase instead of you, and it wasn't me. But I'm not saying it wasn't money well spent, but what?
Mate, for that you could have probably paid like someone quite high up for a cameo video.
That was just the flight over to the North Pole. To be fair,
was it?
Awkwardly, it was one way. That's why I haven't been on for a while. It's taken me this long to get back, but worth it.
So, anyway, I love it. Ryan sent it to us, and we were like, "Man, we're going to play that on the show. Like, that's coming out." Okay, so let's start. Ryan, you can start. So the first figure collection, something or other that you hope to get under your Christmas tree, in your Christmas stocking. Hope that your wife's listening and she's making note.
Studio Series 86 Sludge from the Transformers line. One of the Dinobots. I love, how I feel about that line. The Studio Series is like the proper animated one, like based on the film.
Yeah.
And I've got the first 2 Dinobots, and every time the Dinobots come out, they always get really expensive afterwards because everyone's like, "Oh, I'll get them when they go down in price." They don't go down in price. Everyone buys them, and then they go up in price. So I'm really hoping, but I think Xavi had them at a good price, so I'm hoping. I put it on my list, and I've been a pretty good boy, so maybe. So yeah, Studio Series 86 Sludge.
That's not bad. Not bad shout. Sorrel?
I'm hoping to get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Monster Splinter as Van Helsing. That came out very, very recently. There's still time to grab it, so I want to grab it. I'm hoping to get that under the tree.
Nice. For me, it's the Amazing Friends, the Spider-Man Amazing Friends box set. It's one of the ones that I just kind of slept on a little bit. I was just kind of like, I really want it for the artwork and for the fact that friends.
Spider Friends.
But it looks quite cool.
Marvel Legends Friends.
And hang on, Pepsi just came out of my nose from Andy. I'm hoping.
And now the weather.
I'm hoping that's because of the Santa video and not because of my choice. But no, I didn't pick it up only because I've got the cell shaded Spider-Man and I've also got the other 2 characters. So there's no reason for me to have picked up that box set. But it does look quite cool. But yeah, that's they're not my amazing friends.
Oh, that's not us, is it? We're not your amazing friends anymore, are we?
I do it at work. I'm terrible. As soon as anybody on like a conference call goes, friend, it's instantly my head. I just do it, friend.
Yeah, it is. Cool. Ryan, next one.
I would like underneath the Christmas tree spiders.
Spiders.
More specifically, the spiders from the Monday Crease. So I was looking for even the Black Series Mandalorian figure, which comes with the Mando Crease spiders, or the Vintage Collection, or both, because not because I want the figures, I want the spiders that come with them. Because from that awesome scene, but I want to do it in my Hoth display, and I really want a load of the spiders. But weirdly, they scale quite well because obviously there's so many of them. And the Black Series one is bigger, that comes in that 2-pack, and in the Vintage Collection one, they're all smaller. So it would look really good to have several of all of them. So it would be my first sort of Black Series figure that I technically have requested, actually, rather than just ended up accidentally owning. So yeah, so I want spiders under my Christmas tree.
Weren't they recently on the Pulse Advent calendar?
Yes, and they're also on Zavi's Hasbro price drops as well.
There you go.
For anyone listening who knows me and wants to.
You can send gifts to PO Box.
Yeah.
Sorrel, what's next for you?
G.I. Joe Duke is on the motorcycle. I forgot the name of the vehicle, but it's the Duke on the motorcycle, basically, from the G.I. Joe classified line.
Nice.
It's been on the Hasbro calendar. It came out about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but it's been marked down already on a number of websites. Duke's Ram, it's called Duke's Ram. So yeah, Duke's Ram is the name of the bike. I was just googling it right quick.
That's cool.
It looks good, and it's a different Duke to the one we've had previously, and it looks slightly better with like a better face and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so my next one's not even Marvel. That's how kind of left field I'm going. Mine is Invincible. So the Invincible figures we've had, obviously Invincible, can't even stand him up. We've had Omni-Man in Series 1. Series 2 just came out with Atom Eve and Robot. Zachary Quinto's Robot is just an incredible cool figure. But they've got the Monster Girl kind of 2-pack that's like the special edition exclusive 2-pack. And it's not technically out now, but it's coming out very soon. Like pre-orders are up and all that kind of stuff. So I would really like that, or at least kind of acknowledgement that I'm getting that. Diamond Selective.
Or acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. It'll be with you in 3 to 5 working days.
Yeah. Sorry.
I thought you were having a slight malfunction then. I'm like, Jacob, you okay?
I don't know if we're supposed to say shop names, etc.
Yeah, we can say what we want. It's our show.
It's a live stream.
Yeah.
Purple Monkey Dishwasher. Flamingo.
Yeah, say what we want. But yeah, so it'd be that. It'd be the Monster Girl 2-pack. If you haven't seen it already, it's pretty cool 2-pack. And if you haven't seen Invincible already, definitely go and check it out. And just on that note as well, the Atom Eve is actually a 2-pack because it comes with like a little shrinking ray.
Ooh.
Which is really cool. I love myself like a little minifigure. So yeah, there we go. Right. Oh, okay. No,
pauses. I'm loving
I get
it
what you
today.
mean, Andy. I get what you mean. Previous messages then. Ryan, check Zavi. Yeah. No, Zavi's cool. Zavi's fine. You can mention Zavi all you want. Me and Sorrel work with Zavi. So promote Zavi all you want. Zavi. As well, if you use the discount code SuperSorrell or Jacob's Toys, you also get a further discount on Zavi's website.
And if you type in Ryan Speaks Geek, nothing happens. It just crashes your basket and makes the website break.
Type Ryan Speaks Geek in at the discount code and they charge you more. But if you type in SuperSorrell,
you just get banned from the shop and you have to make up a new email address.
But no, on a serious note, it doesn't work with discounted items. So obviously they're doing discounted things at the moment because of Christmas and stuff. But if you are on Zavi, if you're a Zavi shopper, use SuperSorrell or Jacob's Toys and you'll get a discount. We don't get anything from it. It's just because we're ambassadors. So it doesn't matter whose discount code you use. It's not like you're going to favor either one of us, but both of those
they
work,
totally say this, by the way, but right, if I've ever used one of their codes, the first thing they ask me is whose did I use. Like, like it matters, but that's the first thing.
Only out of curiosity, not because it doesn't actually. Hands up, hand on my heart, that using your discount code does not give either one of us anything. It's just something that we've been given because of.
It's just nice when you get the email. It's nice when you get the little email during the week that says your links and codes were used X amount of times this week, and then mine's always 0.
All right, so there we go. Shopping on Savvy, whack in SuperSorrell as the discount code just to get him that little email. But yeah, it's a shout. Right, so let's move on to our wish list. So just to put the kind of groundwork in on this is something that isn't necessarily in production or even something that we know is going to be made. It's just something we would like to see in 2023 as part of our wish list. And then we could look back at the end of it for next year's show and go, remember that wish list we made for Christmas? We've all got it. All the stuff that we wanted. So it's just a wish list. So Ryan, Speaks Geek.
Yes.
Wish list for 2023. What would be the hypothetical product that you would like to see come to fruition?
Well, Jacob's Toys, I'm glad you asked. My sort of ideal thing, so I would like a new retro collection, like Star Wars one. So like ones that aren't just reissues of the previous one. I want like some new figures. Whether that's from Andor or from Book of Boba Fett or Bad Batch or something like that, I don't really mind. I just like the retro style, or even from the existing original trilogy, just some extra new retro figures. I would like the retro Marvel collection to carry on, and for another big figure like the Sentinel.
Did you like the Sentinel?
And I really like this.
Did you like the Sentinel?
I really like the Sentinel. I haven't even got one yet still, but I've been playing with my mate Dave's one.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed.
Oh, I really like it. I want to get a couple so I can display it with the 2 different heads.
I'll just
steal Jake's then. So that's what I took from that. Is anyway that I just take yours. My other big wish is just for the Studio Series A6 to continue, because I've been really enjoying the line, but they haven't really announced much, so I'm not nervous but mildly concerned.
Oh, cool. Obviously, anyone that's watching, feel free to throw your hypothetical wishes in as well. So before we move over to Sorrel, we got one up there already. Black Series Star Killer. Yes, that's a figure that has been on so many people's wish lists for so long. It's got to be coming soon, surely. It's got to be coming soon. Sorrel.
I would love them for Hasbro to pick up a line with Disney, which is similar to Marvel Legends, but based on Disney, like movies from the 90s and stuff. So, like, how cool would it be to get a mixed wave of like villains? So I know McFarlane are doing something similar right now, but like, how cool would it be to get like the Gaston, Tarzan, Hercules, all these like Aladdin, Jafar in like action figure form?
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
I'd love to do that.
Andy in the comments, I'd like Hasbro to release a Boba Fett and McFarlane to release a Batman, because it's been a good 24 hours since the last release. Excellent comment there. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. And a Wolverine. Just make a free pack. Throw a Wolverine in there as well, and an Iron Man. All right, for me, I'm gonna. I would like Marvel Legends to release an affordable, popular HasLab this year. I'd like them to kind of redeem themselves for what happened this year and give us kind of an oversized. Think of it like a super deluxe.
I thought that the theme of this was things that might actually happen.
Yeah, exactly. But think of it like a super deluxe. That's the way I'm wording it. Something like a Fing Fang Foom that comes in at around 200, 150, 200. Forget about tiers, forget about unlocks, all that kind of stuff. Just this is how much it costs. This is what you're going to get. Back it. Just that's what I'd like. Just because I hated all the drama and opinions and all that kind of stuff that surrounded the HasLab, regardless of what you think and what individuals think. I would just like something that's affordable. That's why I'm hoping, because it will come. We know that they're going to have HasLabs this year. I I just hope that it's something that kind of redeems itself. Shouldn't have said that. Just but next in the comments, I'd love if someone did a Kerrigan figure from StarCraft. Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Or a Dwight Schrute dressed as Kerrigan from StarCraft.
That would be quite
If
fun.
anyone's an Office fan.
That would be quite fun. I must admit, I am loving the Nightmare Before Christmas line at the moment from Diamond Select. I am proper loving that.
I thought your wish list might have had something to do with that. Actually,
well,
I was surprised.
This was a coming little switch in. Well, the thing is Diamond Select have redone it, so they've got, because it's 30 years old, that film next year, 1993 it came out.
makes it
It's
feel
going to be
old.
the 30th anniversary, so I do hope that there's something kind of planned for to mark the 30th anniversary.
It will be.
But both Diamond Select and NECA covered so many of the characters that there is very little to kind of to go back and cover up. Like even
Super 7. So Super 7 have got the license now, aren't they? Because they're doing the new Ultimates. Jack, Sally, and Oogie have been announced so far.
Yeah. But it'd be nice. I mean, I know Diamond Select did do a box set. I think it was, I think it was last year. Did like a Halloween Town box set, San Diego Comic Con box set.
The one with the tree. The one with the tree with all the accessories. That was an awesome set.
Yeah. But yeah, and like the diorama pieces that you could get in the original series, you can't get now. So if you want to get any of the diorama pieces, you've got to obtain the older versions of the figures. So, but it's just a really cool collection. I mean, I must admit, like for me, it's all very superhero based. I've got a couple of different pockets here and there, but having the Nightmare Before Christmas collection come in recently, I'm clearing off a shelf because I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I forgot how much I love that film. So yeah, something Nightmare Before Christmas, maybe. But yeah,
something Nightmare Before Christmas.
Something. Anything else? Anything else while we're on this kind of wish list trip?
Yeah, I'd love for Disney to kind of pump some life back into the Toy Box series and maybe release the Hocus Pocus witches in Toy Box form.
Oh, that would be
good. We've never really had any figures, or not even. I think we had one set of dolls about a year ago that were about £200 each, which were just unobtainable. So I mean, something that everyone can have and have on the shelf, basically.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a good one. Speaking of forgotten things,
cool.
Nice articulated Star Trek figures. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we get those. Maybe not next year, but at some point. You know, you've only got to look at things like Indiana Jones is getting a whole line. You know, Ghostbusters has been revisited. I think Star Trek would be a winner. And I think with the recent release of the great big Enterprise that came out, what was it, Playmobil?
And they did the Klingon ship as well.
They did, didn't they?
Playmates have done the line recently, haven't they? From the 90s, they re-released or redone the original line from the 90s. They've released the Enterprise because I reviewed it, and then they've also done the line of Next Generation figures, and the original series figures. I think so far. But yeah, they're really cool. But they're 3¾ inch.
Yeah,
that's no problem.
Actually, you know what? Forgotten Lines. Something I'd really like them to go back and do. It's McFarlane that did it originally, but do you remember their Movie Maniacs kind of line?
Yeah.
Where they had all that. I would like it.
I'm just going to have to quickly duck out, guys. So I'll be back in 2 secs. It's being weird. So I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Ryan needs a poo.
They never saw him again. No, I would have been a lot more descriptive of that then. Back in there,
guys. Stephen, no, you didn't miss what I said about Happy Meals. We are going to get back to that. We are going to talk Happy Meals in a sec. But no, I'd like them to do Movie Maniacs. Maybe not necessarily McFarlane, but another line to pick that up. Because I think there are so many good characters that I'd like to have on my shelf. So think of things like Dexter and things like You, like those kind of shows that have these kind of horror and thriller kind of, you know, characters. It would just be really cool to have those kind of things as articulated action figures. But then you could also go kind of quite hard with things like Jigsaw and go back and revisit things like Scream. Like we've never really had a good animated, like articulated Scream figure, have we? Like
NECA did
NECA
the
did
retro
do
one and the red one. They were all right. It weren't the best figure in the world, but it was all right. It was okay. I'd love to see them because obviously, like with Movie Maniacs, they did like Lost Boys and Dusk Till Dawn, Planet Terror. I'd love to see them revisit those and give us some more updated, articulated versions of them as well.
Just things as well, like just some of these kind of older films, like we had who was it that did Labyrinth, like the Goblin King?
Oh, McFarlane did them, didn't they?
McFarlane, wasn't it? And
it's when they were they started doing it when they were doing this, when they were just starting to get back into action figures. But back then, McFarlane was still making posable action figures rather than articulated figures.
Yeah.
So Jared, that they made two versions of Jared, but he's static from the waist down. You can't really do anything with him.
No.
But to go back and give us a fully articulated version of him would be amazing. And then obviously to include, all the other characters from the film as well would be just awesome.
Yeah, it would be really, really. I mean, Labyrinth is a whole thing on itself, isn't it? And then things like Willow, we had Willow come out, didn't we? Which we've not really discussed on the show, but you could go back and do like Willow and Legend and all these kind of old 80s films that had really good characters. Princess and the Bride, like Hoggle, a Hoggle action figure would be amazing. Steve said there, Stranger Things 7-inch range. I'd be quite happy if they scaled them in the 6-inch range as well. Who did those?
So far, we've had some done by McFarlane. Some has been done by Jada Toys. Was it Jada Toys? No, Playmates Toys. Playmates did some as well. Yeah. But they were like a Turtles crossover. They were a bit weird. Bandai has done a couple as well. But again, they didn't come out of America. They were just an American exclusive, which is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone needs to get hold of that toy line and do something with it quick.
But for something so popular, like you only got to look at like Cobra Kai, for example, and Diamond Select, like jumped on straight away, gave us those figures, and it filled the void, filled the gap.
And as well, if you go and get the Playmates Cobra Kai 2-pack with Miguel in it, because Johnny Lawrence is like 7-inch and he's 6-inch, Miguel kind of looks like the young Miguel from Series 1. It kind of looks good.
Oh, there you go. Then.
The scale quite well together.
There you go. But yeah, Stranger Things would be good. And things, even programs like Wednesday, like you look at, can you imagine like a Wednesday line with all those monsters and...
Wednesday have announced that they're going to be giving us it's the Living Dead doll. Wednesday's coming out. I've already got my pre-order in for that. I could not pass that one up.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, a Living Dead doll's coming for that. But yeah, like I say, imagine if Diamond Select got hold of that Wednesday. They'd have a field day.
Wouldn't it? Be absolutely fantastic. One thing that you cannot knock Diamond Select for is that their attention to detail on the majority of their figures is the sculpting, and that is fantastic. Right, let's talk Happy Meals then, because I did mention about I did mention about Happy Meals. So oh no, look, we got the wrong comment up there. Steve just pulled me back. Happy Meals nowadays, like Happy Meals, the toys now are not what we used to get. And that really frustrates me because people still use the reference of it looks like a Happy Meal toy. But if you look at what a Happy Meal toy is nowadays, they are rubbish. Like they are really rubbish in comparison to what they were like in the 90s, in the 80s. Like, Happy Meal toys back then. Do you remember the little robot ones that like transformed and they were like the Coke bottle and stuff? Like they were cool. They were cool. Whereas Happy Meals today fall into 3 camps. They're either a plush figure, a book, or a cardboard thing like that you build. Just, look, Steve, as I said it, a book, cardboard something, or a small stuffed toy now. And the thing is, they're not even like good stuffed toys, are they? They're not like kind of collectible stuffed toys. They're kind of a bit rubbish. But yeah, so that was what I was going to say about Happy Meal toys. Just that the reference that Happy Meal toys and that.
Didn't they have to change it due to that whole? It changed around the time of there you go.
Yeah, it was the campaign. It was the campaign of plastic and reusable plastic and stuff. But yeah, it's just a shame. It is a shame. And I think that John Doe said there as well. So tired of my son getting cardboard toys from these restaurants. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. And that's the that's the thing. But even kind of the Burger King McDonald's kind of rivalry, like Burger King were releasing really cool toys. Like was it the Power Rangers movie line was at Burger King.
Oh, the stuff that Burger King released over the years. Yeah, they had the Power Rangers line from the movie. They did the Pokemon movie where you could get a solid gold Pokemon coin card thing in the Pokeball.
Yes.
They were amazing. And
Yeah.
they did the Universal Monsters as well, didn't they? They're still
I've
sought
got
after.
those. Also,
Yeah,
hello.
You've got those, yeah.
But
They're so sought after even to this day.
Yeah, they were just really good collectible kind of things. Yep, Stephen, I'll back you up there. The Pokemon cards are probably the best
Yeah, thing they do.
McDonald's Happy Meal toy going at the moment.
Right now, it's Elf on the Shelf. If you're interested, it's Elf on the Shelf.
Oh god.
Yeah, but they're the
course
little
it is.
I
plush
hate that
things,
thing.
aren't they?
Yeah, the little tiny crappy ones, like little beanie babies.
Yeah.
I tell you what was interesting. They actually did once 101 Dalmatians, and they really did do 101 Dalmatians, which is pretty bloody impressive.
That is good. That is
It's a lot of Happy Meals.
But yeah, I don't know. I just so yeah, that's my that's my kind of gripe with McDonald's toys and all the rest of it. Especially because I've got kids and I go to McDonald's, you know, as a treat, or do you want a Happy Meal and that kind of stuff. But I kind of resent it now. Like, you don't want a Happy Meal, get a McFlurry instead. Like, it's like, you know,
blame Jamie Oliver. Just blame Jamie Oliver.
Yeah.
I like to blame Jamie Oliver for everything.
But John, there, I think you're right. It's the collector side of me that's frustrated, because I'm like, you're not giving me something that's collectible at all. And like, one of my sons is massively into basketball. When Space Jam came out, all I remember thinking was, man, I wish that it was the Space Jam toys that came out the first time round, like, you know, that kind of level of.
They were legit awesome.
Yeah. But instead it was these stupid little cardboard basketball sets that just weren't very good at all. Yeah.
The other thing is, from a plastic sustainability point of view, because one of the biggest causes of discarded plastic is actually free toys. So a lot of the big impact was, Ash, I could almost feel that eye roll from here, man. That hit me inside of the camera. Jesus, ow. That's going to bruise in the morning. But yeah, it's actually, from an environmental point of view, that's actually a big thing behind the driving of Happy Meal and free giveaway toys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Ryan's Environmental Corner.
Just because I've been to America, and once you've been to America, when you come home and you're washing out Marmite pots, you do feel like you've turned up to a bomb site with a dustpan and brush. I'll do this corner over here, guys.
But if everyone does a corner, Ash, then all the corners are done.
Mate, while we're on this ball, Jamie Oliver ruined school dinners. Yes. Yes.
That's my pizza.
Oh, one more fucking things about turkey bloody Twizzlers. They were never that great, guys. I'm sorry, but they weren't.
You can get turkey Twizzlers now in like places like
I know,
Aldi,
and they're still shit.
Like crap.
Mate, you're from the south, right? Up north, turkey Twizzlers are God.
Yeah, because that doesn't mean they're not
Ryan
shit.
Coleman.
The turkey Twizzler, the gourmet meal.
Some people in Scotland going, "Oh, haggis is God," but you know, it's still shit.
It's like, no, but it was for me. It was like the cakes and stuff, like Arctic roll.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
the cakes were what it was
at
about.
School dinner time. That was a good week. Like, you know, do you want some Arctic roll? Do I want some Arctic roll? Come on, of course I do. But yeah, but no, I just think. Shall I tell you what it is? It's the things from my childhood that I'm disappointed that future childhoods won't, or future generations won't get. And it's things like the toy in the cereal and the toy in McDonald's and those kind of little things that I kind of asked myself, were those little really kind of basic things that started my love for collecting? You know, did they have an impact on the fact that I enjoy collecting? Because I would know there was 6 to collect and I would have one and I would want another, or I'd be looking at the back of the box of the cereal, and you know, so taking those away, I think that yes, it's very good for the environment and stuff like that, but there must be a way around it. Like, there must be. It's just a shame to take something away that's so magical.
Monsters in My Pocket. The gateway for that for me was through Frosty's cereal.
Yeah,
getting the little toy in the Frosties.
Exactly the same, and that was kind of, I was trying to think of what it was actually called, but it's Monsters in My Pocket, wasn't it? But
yeah, did Monsters and Wrestlers in My Pocket afterwards. The Wrestlers were awesome.
Yeah, and it was, and having those, and you knew the monsters that came out of the cereal box compared to the ones that you bought in the shop.
Yeah.
But they were the ones that you would trade. You'd quite happily trade off those ones because I got them out of my cereal. But yeah, it's and whatever genius person came up with the idea of a clear bag for cereal inside the box. Come on, like, you know, if you've got brothers and sisters, you know that you got to the cereal box early, shook it around, like looked for the thing, moved it up, put it, waited for him to come down. Oh no, it fell out in mine again. Like, it's every time. Yeah. And the send off ones as well. You'd get some big ones that you could collect tokens up for and stuff. I think I've still got like a Nesquik spoon, the color changing spoon, and it still changes color.
I still remember to this day that my parents got, it was in like the paper one Sunday, and it was the like a voucher for W.H. Smith's, and you could go and buy the Wrestlers in My Pocket, and it was the nurse and the little stretcher with the zombie doctor, and that was like an exclusive to W.H. Smith's, and you got it free through the paper or something daft. And I just remember
taking in the coupons from the Sun or whatever.
Yeah, man. I remember that. I just remember
that was a completely different freebie, Ryan. That was not a toy for children.
Mate, we've got some caravan holidays out of those newspaper coupons.
But no, but it is. It's that kind of. It's that free collecting that got so many people into the idea of kind of, I'm going to collect this or I'm going to collect that, and that's what I think is a shame nowadays, is that we are missing those.
I remember even when, like, because like everyone says, like, yeah, but it's not healthy to go to McDonald's every week just to get the toy. My parents would go through the drive-through, and it was like 50p for the toy. You could just buy the toy, and if there was one out that week, my mum would go around the drive-through and just pick up the toy, just so I could have the complete set. Because I remember when it was I think it was Disneyland Paris. You got like the Mickey hands, and they did like loads of park.
I've got those Mickey hands, haven't I, somewhere?
Yeah, they were like, they're still sought after on eBay to this day.
Yeah.
And they were released 20 years ago now. Yeah, Roger. They were Disneyland Paris's 10th birthday or something daft. It was their anniversary, like the 10th or 15th year. They were like well sought after now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame, but you know, it's not going to come back anytime soon. But
ever.
Yeah, that's my gripe. If we're kind of bringing it full circle, that's my gripe. When people talk about things being like a Happy Meal toy, that's us talking about previous Happy Meal toys. I would love my Happy Meal toys to look like those Spider-Verse characters, like those Spider-Verse figures, as opposed to a flipping book about why Sooty's doing well in school or whatever. It's like, it's always a random book as well, isn't it? It's like, you know, Smurfs, like learn, you know, the Green Cross Code or something. Like it's never like a sustainable book. But yeah,
make a dinosaur out of cardboard pieces that fall apart within 20 seconds.
You know what? The Jurassic.
Will kids enjoy 3 pages of a book? No, not likely.
Right. Shall I tell you what really annoyed you? Talked about the Jurassic Park ones, right? This is where it really angered me. Camp Cretaceous, Happy Meals, right? And we were like, yeah, it's coming. This is cool. My boy was really into dinosaurs. I was like, this is it. This is the collecting time, right? And I saw the adverts for the ones in America, and they were like the little dinosaur figures, and I was like, this is it. Get them pennies ready, because we are driving around the drive-through to collect them all. Get that first one, and it's a cardboard constructible T-Rex. And I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? I've seen the advert for the plastic ones in America. Like, why are you giving me like a something that you would get on the back of a Smash Hits magazine or whatever it is? Do you know what I mean? It's like, this is rubbish. This is rubbish.
Smash Hits magazine. Sorry. Are we deliberately trying to make ourselves feel older?
Yeah. It's the Rewind show. But yeah, so I was
I've got these Zig and Zag figures somewhere. I'll get them out in a minute.
Oh, Zig and Zag. What was it as well, right? If we're going to talk 90s, why is it that every kind of main pop culture thing had to release a single? Like, why did they all have a single? Like, everyone had a flipping single. Like,
and why was it always an absolute banger? That's the bigger question.
Yeah, Zig and Zag, Landing Lights. I can still sing you that word for word now.
You'll love me.
Nothing beats Bob the Builder. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box.
Yeah.
He constructed the crap out of that.
So there we go. So Christmas. We are about a week away from Christmas. This time next week, it will be Christmas Day. Now, it probably comes as no surprise to anybody that next week we're not going to do a show. We are having a week off, right?
Because we might be tired at 9:30, falling asleep and a little bit drunk.
Let's be honest. It would either be the best show ever or the worst show ever. And it's
The
just
show where
not
we
a
get
gamble.
cancelled.
Not a gamble that we necessarily want to take. Like, it could be genius. Maybe you wouldn't. So next week, being the 25th of December, we are going to have that week off. That's absolutely fine. That's what we're going to do. However, the following week is January the 1st. So it'll be the very first day of 2023. And we'll be back to kind of program as normal, depending on who's around and who's sober and who's whatnot. But yeah, so we will definitely be doing a show. So me and Sorrell will definitely be there. Ryan, if he's not in some kind of drunken stupor somewhere, maybe. But
I'm sure I can tune in from prison. I think they let you have your phone.
You get your one phone call and you use it.
My one phone call was an hour live stream live.
Yeah.
Because I stole one of these. He's got two.
Yeah. Geeks and Drinks sounds like a winner of a show. Well, I'll tell you what, Joby One, what we'll do is we will do that at some point. We will have that show in 2023.
Geeks and
We're
Drinks.
not going to do it on Christmas Day, though, just because I don't think any of our wives would stay with us. It's not what is 2023 bringing you? A divorce. But we will at some point. But yeah, so we are not going to be live next week. We'll put it out across socials ahead of time, just in case anyone is thinking of tuning in. But if you are thinking of tuning in on Christmas Day, check your priorities. Let's be honest.
Are we wrapping up? Is that what's happening now, by the way?
Are we wrapping up?
Is this the wrap up?
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting towards the end of it.
Because I've got two new things I want to show off.
Oh yeah. We're not finished just quite yet. I'm just making sure.
This almost sounded like the preamble to, and until next week.
Cancelled. No, we're not. So, but yeah, just while it was fresh in my head, I thought I must say it because otherwise we're gonna miss it. So Ryan, what have you got? What's the new thing?
I'll do the sad thing first. That my friend John actually had printed out for me. Yeah. It's the really beautiful work that Why Not did for the Kevin Conroy tribute for when he passed away.
Oh wow! Well,
so you got to print it out for me, which is cool. Which it will definitely go on my wall because that is still one of the saddest things ever. When he passed away, followed very closely by Jason and Frank. And the other more positive thing that arrived today, which is a few years in the making, is this giant book.
Wow!
And yes, it is really that shiny. This is the definitive Kenner Star Wars collecting guide by Red 5. I backed this on Kickstarter, so we got involved in the process. But it is an absolute beast, and it has got everything from like every variation, all the card packs, everything. Like it is the mother of all Star Wars Kenner collecting guides. But it's all figures, 12-inch figures and beasts, and then Volume 2 will be sort of like vehicles and playsets. But yeah, how awesome is that?
That is really nice. Really, really nice. Yeah, no, that is cool. I've actually had quite a lot this week. I'm not going to lie. I've had a load turn up that I wasn't expecting. From
Spanish Inquisition
to Marvel Legends to some other bits and pieces. I think my favorite kind of aside from the Nightmare Before Christmas figures that are just absolutely awesome, my favorite delivery this week was this.
It's cool. I liked your little video when you popped it out of the air.
Oh, I know. I did a little bit.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed
my
that.
daughter went to me. She went, "Dad, that was so cringe." I was like, "I know that was the thing." Like, I'm not trying to like trick anyone. Like it's not like that. Of course, it's cringe. But
we were cringe before it was cool.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
never cool.
Exactly. But they are really cool. Really, I mean, it's really well done as well. Like if you look at it, it literally does look like it's on the screen. Like it's really good. But these are from GLP 3D. You can find them on Facebook. But they're like a 3D sort of sign printing company. Really, really cool. And then I've got a few like character ones as well. What are we dropping them? But my favourite one was this one. And basically, I just kind of showed him what designs I wanted, and he did them. So obviously, I found that one off of one of the comic books, gave it to him, and he printed it pretty much exactly the same as it is. And this one as well. It's very cool.
Awesome.
Sorrel, are you trying to eat a packet of crisps? Really?
Yeah, what was the
No, sorry, I was putting the glasses and gloves away, sorry.
Oh, there's Chris Kringle over there. Or
that
Crinkle, I
one,
should say.
one person in the cinema that kind of like eats crisps does it really quietly. But no,
Look
I
at the
think
size of me. Do I look like I could be quiet in a cinema? I'm the bear with the popcorn.
is that? Have you got anything you want to show off before we round up? Sorrel?
The Last Ronin. Probably the
Ooh,
best graphic
shiny.
novel of the year. This is definitely the best graphic novel of the year. Eastman and Laird came back together to make one final TMNT story, and it's about the last surviving turtle. Not to give anything away, I won't tell you who it is, but yeah, it's the last surviving turtle, and he's on a mission to take down Shredder's son, and it is an amazing story. If you're a fan of the original books back in the day, this is like a continuation of those stories, and the artwork is beautiful.
That is awesome.
And really just to answer Stephen in the comment, just while I've got the mic, answering Stephen in the comments, yes, we will be doing Christmas with the Supersorrels as usual. I'm glad you enjoy it. It's a silly video I do every single year, but everyone seems to enjoy it, so we're going to continue the tradition.
Nice one. Yeah, they are fun videos. But yeah, that's about it, I think, for Christmas. That really is about it for Christmas. Yeah, so what we'll do next show will not be next week because that's Christmas Day. It will be January the 1st, 2023. And what we will do on that show is we will do a 2022 kind of wrap-up show on the first day of the new year. So we'll kind of look at the whole year in review and just sort of talk about what our favorite movies were, what our favorite trailers were, favorite TV shows, favorite figures, most disappointing figures, all that kind of stuff. So do tune in on the 1st. It'll be the same kind of time and place as always. Do tune in on the 1st and join in with us. Nurse that hangover, kind of enjoy that day off from work, and join us in the evening for a look back at 2023. But yeah, is there anything else that you guys want to say?
Ho, ho, ho.
I was waiting to see if Super Santa was going to actually say Christmas. Yes, Stephen, thank you very much. To everyone that watches, everyone that's still watching, everyone that has watched so far this year, have a fantastic Christmas.
And to all a good
holidays,
night.
All the rest. We absolutely love and appreciate all the support. Hope that everybody has an enjoyable holiday, an enjoyable Christmas, wherever it is that you are and whoever it is that you're spending it with. We will be back on the 1st of January with a look back and also a bit of a sneak peek forward. That's what I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say. I'm not even going to do it this week. I'm going to let the big man take it again. So,
yay! Thank you. Wait.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Welcome to the Geek Week in Review. I hear these boys have been pretty good this year. Let's see what made their Christmas lists. So over to you, Jake, Ash, and Ryan. Until next year, keep it geek.